averaged 101 to Schindler's 90. Martin missed all 3 double attempts this afternoon, Rob hitting 6 of his 13, and he is through. Not unexpected, but very emphatic indeed. Well, the seeded players having it all their own way in the last 2 matches. Then next up is 7th-ranked Joe Cullen, twice a semi-finalist and 3 times a quarter-finalist on the European Tour this year. He's up against Stephen Bunting. Well, Stephen's found a bit of form in the last month or so. He had 2-match darts to beat Peter Wright in the first round of the World Grand Prix before going on to lose to Snakebite. He'll be wanting to get over the line this time against Joe Cullen. It's time now for John to bring them out.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Etihad Arena here in Hasselt, Belgium. The first round action of the Unibet European Darts Championship, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. It's time now to meet the players. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the rock star Joe Cullen and the bullet Stephen Bunting.
Our last switch of the afternoon in the commentary box. Alan and Stuart will be taking us through to the very end of the afternoon session. Take it away, lads.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. We've seen some terrific performances, the likes of Daryl Gurney and Dave Chisel, and just Rob Cross to lay markers down for the rest of the weekend in the European Championship. And Alan, a real chance for Joe Cullen and for Stephen Bunting to do the same here.
Yeah, Joe Cullen, one of the new breed of players, have come through the development tour, now making their way into the top of the darts calendar. Stephen Bunting just getting a bit of form back, you have to say. Struggled a little bit, not particularly on performances, but just sometimes stringing some results together.
Mentally struggled as far as his game is concerned this year. Joe Cullen, the number 7 seed here at the European Championship. He's had a terrific year, but yeah, it's good to see Bunting back and looking something like he's had an awful year, and you know, the doubts have crept into his mind, certainly in the early part of the year, as to whether he should continue playing. That's how bad it got. We'll talk a little bit more about that as the match progresses, but it's good to see him back playing and back winning and back getting the results.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so here we go, Cullen
first
against Bunting, and the winner, what a game that should be, the winner will play Daryl Gurney in the second round. But Cullen has had a stellar year, hasn't he, the rock star?
Yeah, and with all that, Stuart, comes all the confidence.
100.
Goes up on stage now feeling like he can win instead of hoping he can. And some pretty good results this year.
42.
Moving up the rankings. And Stephen Bunting, as we said, getting a bit of form back. Those 2 darts at the door against Peter Wright. Although he was disappointed he didn't hit that and win the match, he was pleased with his performance overall.
93.
Still very popular, Stephen Bunting, and he's had to rediscover everything, not just his touch, but his belief more than anything, and trying to restore some confidence.
105.
Not on a finish, Bunting, but he may think 6 darts from here for the opening leg.
Yeah, left himself 168 when he could have left himself a finish, but
52.
If Cullen doesn't take out this 127, he will have the opportunity. Well, he will now.
9 score.
Oh dear, Joe.
3 threes.
If that happens, I mean, the first 2 darts that went in the treble one were pretty well thrown. Tops for Bunting then.
96. Uruguay 118.
Well, this would be a real steal.
Yeah, see if he can make amends. Not this time.
61. Team Uruguay 20.
Chance for Bunting. First leg against the throw.
Game shot on the first leg. Stephen Bunting.
1-0.
Second leg, it's Stephen to throw first. Game on.
There we have it. It's a good start for Bunting. Yeah, just to chat about that. He got to the quarterfinals of a European Tour event in Hamburg in June.
100.
And he lost to the quarterfinals, but in getting there, he was in tears, full of emotion, because he'd actually had some success on the stage. And
100.
not to put too fine a point on it, he really was considering chucking the darts away and stopping as a professional. It had got, I think in his mind, it got so low. I was speaking with his manager, John Archer, a little while ago in the corridors of the arena here in Hasselt, and he was saying the problem was that Bunting was turning up at tournaments
131.
knowing he was going to lose. And, you know, with that mentality came the struggles. But, yeah, good to see he reached a final on the Pro Tour not so long ago. In Ireland, lost to Metja Sulovic, but that was the signal, the sign that things are coming back for Bunting.
100.
Yes, within that position, when you just can't buy a win, it is really totally mentally draining. Takes everything out of you. It's all you can think about when you go into the next tournament. It really does have an effect on your game. All of a sudden, you get a couple of wins, play well, and then you wonder what it was all about. That's why you can't take the foot off the gas at any opportunity or any point. As Bunting fires into a 2-0 lead.
Well,
Can't beat a bit of bully.
You're spot on. Confidence breeds belief. And, you know, the circle that was so vicious suddenly becomes more palatable, doesn't it? But when you get to a state that he was in, that he really was seriously thinking of forgetting about it, because it was causing him so much strife and trauma and trouble that he got to the stage where he thought it wasn't worth it all.
Well, he was definitely at that low point. I mean, how many times have we heard that a player was thinking of packing in and all of a sudden they've turned the corner? It happens so often, Stuart. We talk about this all the time. But he probably genuinely believed at that moment that he was never going to get back to the player he was. It's such a tough circuit now. When you're on your way down, it really is hard to claw your way back.
Well, he had such a fantastic first year, didn't he, in the PDC, and
95,
which has been eclipsed, I think, this year by Rob Cross. Cross sort of emulating Bunting's success, and some.
46.
But of course, you know, Bunting came over as a Lakeside champion, and in that first year he proved his quality. But as you say, it's so tough to do it consistently week in, week out on the tour.
121.
Well, what can also happen, Stuart, when he's 2 or 20 for bully, what can also happen is you can play well and get beat.
58.
At the moment, it just isn't happening for Joe Cullen. How about the bull again?
59. Joe Uruguay 72.
Well, this you feel for Cullen, absolutely huge. To stay in it, I reckon. Double 16. Oh, well done. Under pressure, that was outstanding from Joe Cullen.
Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Much needed check out.
First dart at a double, and in she goes.
140.
But Cullen on the Euro Tour, 2 semi-finals, 4 quarter-finals. He's had a breakthrough year, winning 2 Pro Tour events. He's hit a 9-darter as well on the Pro Tour, so that's how good it's been for Cullen, breaking into the top 20 in the world as well.
This match would have been 3 or 4 months ago. Joe Cullen would be oozing me confidence to win this game.
58.
Because Stephen has been playing well over the last month or so. Just that little inkling in the back of his head knows it's a much more difficult task. But first maximum. for Cullen. It's in a good position. Back comes Bunting. Oh!
71.
Wonderful from the bullet.
Back comes Cullen.
140.
Terrific.
Steve Newton,
180, 171, 140. Crucial leg in this match.
One way off the 25 there. He's looking for the 25 sequence. He should leave something here.
82. 124.
He needs the ball.
89.
I can't believe that.
Steve Newton, 50.
That was so far away for Cullen. Oh, and Bunting with a 14 darter, where he showed the real class was after his opponent hit a 180, he hit back with a 171. And even though Cullen came with a 140, Bunting, you felt, was always in control of the leg. In his familiar position, Stephen Bunting, way off to the right of the hockey. Tiptoe to the right edge, isn't it?
Belly dancing.
97.
No tutus, only tungsten. And Bunting playing some really good stuff. 97 average, but Cullen is getting better.
96.
But as always, you don't have that much time. If you can just take this leg, get into the break,
100.
gather the thoughts there. Both players are playing pretty well, both well into the 90s. Nothing wrong with both players' performances. Bunting has just been hitting the doubles.
58. J. 164.
He's been given the opportunity. He's taken it. We're down for 19.
64.
With a straight ton. Stephen just checking the score. Knows he needs a big one at least to give himself an outside opportunity. Here's another one.
134. David 100.
He went for two tops.
60. Steve Newton 152.
Well, I wonder.
This would hurt.
Bunting do here. This would be huge.
Yes.
Yep, and another one.
Oh, he fancied it as well.
He did.
140.
Tell. Well,
140.
this must go, Joe. Cracking 5 legs of darts. The difference, one break of throw in the very first leg to give Stephen Bunting the average. The winner will play Daryl Gurney in the last 16 here at the European Championship. And Bunting ahead just by 3 legs to 2.
So yes, looking at the stats for that match so far, 98 average for Stephen Bunting, and 3-2 he leads Joe Cullen. We say it time and time again how much of a fan you are of Joe Cullen. You love the way he plays. Now just explain to us what you were talking about just now, because I'm fascinated by this, about how you think that he is a rhythm player as opposed to certain other players who are more aim players, such as Phil Taylor.
Yeah, I think those kind of flair type players that rely on rhythm and just general feel don't tend to have a B game, and they have a very explosive A game, which is why they'll average 100 plus, or they'll average like he's doing around 90. There's that no in between with them. You look at someone like a Daryl Gurney, another aimer, so his game's quite solid. Rob Cross aims the dart rather than relies on rhythm and tempo, very much like a Barneveld. And when Barneveld's very, very good, I mean, he's probably a poor example because his B game is very, very good, but, he's been playing a lot longer than these younger players. But yeah, for me, there's 2 different types, and I think the more natural flair players, which are your Cullens, when they're very, very good, they're very good. But, we've seen an example in this game, it's just been a bit patchy. But he could just flick a switch and all of a sudden he'll find it, and that feel will be there. And it's much more natural than, say, a Stephen Bunting.
Can a rhythm player become an aimer, in your words?
No,
through
I
practice?
I just think it's how you naturally will pick up a dart, and naturally throw it. Some throw it down their eye line, their line of sight. where other players like a Cullen, you'll see, is very wide of his face. So, you know, there's no aim in such as looking down the sight line of, say, a gun. It's just basically thrown off of muscle memory.
Yeah, it's fascinating, muscle memory, and that comes from practice, practice and practice.
Yeah, I just think it's a natural way. You'll initially first throw your dart, and your throw will then evolve from that.
Okay, and what are we expecting in the rest of this match?
Well, Bunting's really been dominating this match scoring-wise. He's just sort of holding on to his coattails at the moment, Cullen. I mean, that was a huge leg. When that first trouble went off that 1-5-2 for Bunting, he was thinking, well, is it written in the stars that it's Bunting? Well, Bunting's been playing very well of late. So it wouldn't shock me if Bunting wins this match, but like I say, Cullen's one of those guys. He could just walk back up on stage and hit everything and run out a winner. But nicely poised, but Bunting favourite.
Yeah, Bunting is a break-up, of course. Well, let's see if he can get the job done. Back to the lads.
Thanks, Jackie. Cracking game. Bunting 3 legs away. Cullen needing to break back straight away, you would imagine. Stephen Bunting, you may remember, we are in the 10th year of the European Championship. And Stephen Bunting produced one of the great magical moments in the history of the tournament back in 2014, you may remember.
Stephen to throw first.
Missed double 12 for a 9-darter against Phil Taylor, and then won an absolute thriller, 10-9, beat Taylor, and that was a fabulous game of darts. He averaged 102 and then lost to Terry Jenkins in the quarter-finals, but it was a standout moment for Stephen Bunting in his career, and he, at the time, he rated it
78
ahead of winning the Lakeside Championship, because it meant so much to beat Taylor in a TV major when Taylor was still very much in his pomp.
Well, that's the standard and confidence he's aiming to get back to.
59.
I've certainly seen some good early signs here. Saw some good early signs in Ireland.
96.
It's a long old season. There's plenty of time to turn things around, but you've got to put the work in. You've got to put the practice in.
80.
Got to be mentally strong as well, Stuart.
Another rueful shake of the head from Joe Cullen. He is a much better player than this, averaging just 88.
98.
Well, he's giving himself an uphill task as well. He does go 4-2 down here. Well, this is better from Cullen.
121. Stephen Uruguay 164.
Oh, 164 apiece. Well, it's the bullet firing at it first.
100.
That's the second
Uruguay,
consecutive visit.
164.
A treble 20 with the last dart. Oh, look at this from Cullen! Bullseye!
124.
Well, the big build-up, Joe.
Stephen Uruguay 64.
Well, a good lead with the 10 to leave tops, but I'm sure he would have preferred the bull.
Tops for Bunting.
24.
Oh, he looked like he rushed that one.
Uruguay 40.
So what a chance here for Cullen. Doing the right thing. Refocusing and gets us the reward.
7-legged Joe to throw first.
But those are the instances you learn by being on the big... He could have quite easily rushed that, missed the double,
Game on.
all of a sudden been 4-2 down. Just took his time, recomposed himself, and bang. 3-3.
60.
One missed at tops by Bunting for a 4-2 lead.
100.
Cullen made his European Championship debut here last year. Beat Chris Dobie, then lost to Phil Taylor in the last 16.
57.
I remember Michael Van Gerwen on the development tour, showing me age.
140.
Вирусная
From 3-1
угроза была
down, Joe
обнаружена.
Cullen.
$85.
Bit of a slip with that last one, but Not much in the leg. It's a good scrap, this one.
138.
Went for treble 18 with the last one.
Well, it may not be enough.
49. Stephen Uruguay, 156.
Well, it could have been worse.
Yes. So Cullen is going to get 2 darts
100.
to go ahead
57.
for the first time in this match. Only needed the one, and it's 3 legs on the spin for Joe Cullen.
Well, brilliant from Cullen, you have to say, Stuart, because Stephen Bunting was ahead and playing well as he gets his first maximum. I have to say it's well done to Joe Cullen. Stephen Bunting was well and truly in charge, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. And that 1 dart at tops for a 4-2 lead at the moment could well be the significant moment in this match. We shall see.
59.
Sometimes these battles really do put you in good stead for the next one. You're bound to be involved in some battles along the way. Some great players
55.
on the circuit, as we know. Got to be prepared to go toe-to-toe with Joe.
Stephen Uruguay, 170. 46. 140. Stephen Uruguay, 124.
Composing himself, he knows this is important. 14 for bull. He's just checking the score, but he should go for 14 bull. Is it the treble? So double 11.
180.
Well, at least it hasn't bust the score if it had been the other way.
It would.
Well, that double 3. Such a difficult
94.
double to go for.
Stephen Uruguay,
So is it 2-2-2 or straight for double 3?
Straight at it. Oh,
Well, it is
changed his
2-2-2
mind.
now.
2. Jay Uruguay, 49.
Oh. I'll go to foot of our stairs.
Well, this could be a gift, an absolute gift for Joe Cullen. 4 consecutive legs for Joe Cullen.
I think it's
Bunting a dart away from 4-2, is now a leg away from losing.
Well, he's played pretty well in this match so far, but you have to say, just lost a little bit of composure there.
Come down because that second dart
139.
wasn't secure in the treble 20 bed.
If you've made your mind up to go for double 3, you've got to go for it. He changed his mind halfway through and just wasn't ready for the double 2.
134.
Not out of it yet. Whatever happens for Bunting, more encouraging signs.
92.
After a desperate year, he hasn't played that badly.
It doesn't happen overnight.
No. But Cullen's finishing has been terrific, 5 out of 8.
85.
And a 63% checkout success rate will win you most matches.
Certainly will.
100.
It's another. Ooh,
85.
disappointed with the last one.
170.
2 treble 19s will leave the double. Now he's going back upstairs.
99.
Well, that's okay. 71 left. Bunting needs 2 big trebles.
65. Jay Uruguay,
So-
71.
To turn this around. 1 dart at tops.
51. Stephen Uruguay, 132.
Well, by virtue of that last dart from Bunting, he's left himself 132. Oh, he's missed the 25. Disappointed with that visit. He left it on purpose.
So Joe Cullen, for a place in the second round at the European Championship, has missed 4 match starts.
36.
Well, well. And Stephen Bunting is still in with a chance now. Joe Cullen, whatever you say, human nature, that will be preying on his mind.
Well, up till then, his doubles was fantastic.
Yeah.
Game on.
4 missed darts at tops, double 10 and double 5. And a lifeline for Bunting.
Percentage was a lot higher before that last visit, obviously. Well, some more work to do.
58.
You won't want it to go to that last leg, because as we know, anything can happen in the last leg. He knows he's back in the match. He knows there's still work to do.
Worryingly for Cullen, that first dart is starting to drop below the treble 20 bed, which means he has to go elsewhere.
I know he's got the insurance of throwing first in that last leg as Bunting's looking to fill in, and he does. Second 180 from the bullet. It can sometimes have a negative effect. You can lose your throw, lose the target.
36.
Just looking at a setup. So 20 leaves double 18.
100.
Good last one.
$135.
Just in case.
36.
To take us to a last leg decider, great marker. Had to be. And it's 5 apiece. Joe Cullen now. It will weigh on his mind heavily that he should have won this match 6-3. Can he respond? Oh, can he ever?
140.
When you're stepping up to throw for the match, you take that every day of the week.
Absolutely. He will be feeling good inside after that visit.
100.
Decent response from Stephen. He's going to have to move there. Can he nick another one in?
84.
Ooh, slip with the last one. Good second one. Oh, good composure there from Stephen Bunting. Keeps him there.
57.
Well, has Joe Cullen thrown this away? What a chance here for Stephen Bunting.
419 to leave 170. Another treble will be even better. That's okay.
96.
Well, 180 is what Cullen will be looking for, but is it a good recovery?
90. Stephen Uruguay 170.
2 big finishes on offer. Bunting with the first shout. Another treble to leave double 18.
96. Uruguay 130.
Oh, thrilling finish to this game. Needs the treble. Oh, dearie me. Well, that hurts. It was smack bang in the barrel.
23.
Totally lost his concentration.
Uruguay 74.
Oh, he was doing with that last one. 74. 20 for tops.
What a moment this would be for Stephen Bunting. To go through to the second round of the European Championship, and the resurgence for Stephen Bunting continues. Cullen missed 4 match starts. Bunting wins in a decider.